Holocaust is one of the most memorable events in history and of the 20th century. Millions and millions of lives are affected by this horrific event. Many people told their stories, but it wasn't until recently when their stories came to light. I recently sat down with Dr. David Baker of the University of Akron's Drs. Nicholas and Dorothy Cummings Center for History and Psychology. Dr. David Bower, the author of I Did Not Interview the Dead, was a psychologist who traveled to different European countries in 1946, 1 year after World War II ended, and interviewed Holocaust survivors. In one of his articles, The Displaced People of Europe, he asked the survivors three questions: their name, age, and what happened to you when the war began. Dr. Baker explains Bower's journey to interviewing the survivors.
David Boder wanted to, in fact, was the first person to record the testimony of Holocaust survivors. And basically his program was one to interview Holocaust survivors to capture their experience. He was interested in the psychological study of trauma, and he believed that you could develop or you could measure trauma by how someone spoke of a traumatic experience or event. So what he did was he went with his wire recorder to displaced persons camps in Europe. He interviewed over 100 survivors, and essentially he would ask them to describe their experiences during the Holocaust.
The Nazis made the prisoners sing these songs, now famously named Hinterville songs, as they read back and forth to their labor camps each day. Dr. Baker explains the history behind this practice.
Boder had people, and we're not sure exactly why, but he captured a lot of recordings as well. He asked people before he would interview them sometimes to sing to him, and they would sing a variety of songs. So the reel that we discovered had 6 songs on it. Some of them were kind of traditional Jewish folk songs. 2 of them were Holocaust-related songs. And one of them was a song that the person who sang the song to Boder discussed with him that this was a song that the Jews were forced to sing in the forced labor camps. It was a German song that the Nazis made them sing. It was kind of like an anthem or a march. It was a further measure of cruelty, humiliation, to force people to sing these songs. The song on the reel, the translation is, "Our village stands at the forest's edge."
The songs that the prisoners sang are in German and Yiddish. I asked Dr. Baker if he could tell us the meaning of the songs and what they were saying in the songs. He says that they couldn't translate the songs into English. Here's one actual recording of one of the songs called Our Village is Burning.
I'm not sure. We haven't had a translation of that song in German. We can probably find the lyrics to that. One of the songs that was historically important was a song that actually when we listened to these for the first time, we digitized them, and we sent them to the National Holocaust Museum in Washington. And they, in turn, provided us with some translations, told us what the titles were about, and also shared with us some important information. So, for example, one of the songs was sung by a woman named Guda Frank. And the song was a song that they were very familiar with. In fact, they shared with us that this was a song that was known during the Holocaust and is actually a song that's often performed at commemoration ceremonies. The song is called Our Village is Burning. And this was a song written by a Polish composer at the beginning of the Holocaust, when it was not uncommon. There was examples in history where synagogues would be burned, communities would be burned, and he wrote this song in reaction to that. What was interesting about the recording in our collection is the woman, before she sang the song to David Boder, explained that the composer's daughter would sing this song in the basements of the Krakow ghetto to inspire people to rebel against the Germans. She also changed the lyric of the song from "Our village is burning" to "The Jewish people are burning."
Once these songs were discovered, it was very difficult to play classic songs in modern technology. With the help of the UA community, millions of people can now listen to these timeless artifacts of history. Dr. Baker explains how this came to be and how the machine used to play these recordings works.
This was one of the original wire recorders that belonged to David Boder. This is the wire recorder that was rebuilt to allow us to hear the spools. So here you can see we have two spools, much like you would with a reel-to-reel tape player, but instead of tape, we have a very thin wire, a magnetic wire that passes over a head, and that's what produces the sound. They built this so that it could transfer immediately into the computer so that that sound is digitized and captured. This was I don't know the technical term for it, but anyway, they had concerns when they were designing this. They were getting a lot of feedback from it and some hum, so they added this metal plating on the front that was able to reduce that noise and hum from the playback.
Dr. Baker described these recordings as a way to be able to give these survivors a chance for their story to be told. Quote, "These songs and the voices of the subjected to unspeakable cruelty are a reminder of the power of memory, the value of history, and an indomitable human spirit." End quote. If you would like to hear more recordings or learn more about this subject, you can log on to www.uakron.edu. This story will be on its front page. If you would like a copy of Dr. Boer's book, I Did Not Interview the Dead, you can buy it on Amazon. This has been Naquan James for Lights, Camera, Akron.